Alright guys, real quick, I want to make a video. If you have a vertical deep well suction pump, my well is about 120 foot deep, and I would like to make a quick video to show you how to reprime your well. Alright, I don't know if you can see it or not. It's kind of, we're in the aftermath of Hurricane Matthew right now, October 6th I believe it is. Alright, anyways, first thing you want to do is come over here to your power panel. You want to make sure your power panel is off for your pump. I haven't got that wrote on here, but I probably should. This right here is the pump. All right. If you ever lose power, which our power was off for about 4 hours, we're back on now. But anyways, if you ever lose power and you have a problem with your well, make sure that this is off, in the off position, because if the power is restored and it comes back on and your pump hasn't, if it's lost its prime. Yeah, if your pump has lost its prime, your pump is going to be out there running while you are in bed asleep, unaware that your pump's having a meltdown. So, what we're going to do, first things first, is come over here to your well. You got to get all the way up in here and get personal with it. Have a little talk with it. If you look on the back of the well here, there's an adjustment screw. Alright, now I have a set of vice grips on mine because it makes it a lot easier than trying to put a wrench on it and all that stuff. So I put a set of vice grips on it. I have a lot more control with them vice grips, and I just leave them there. That's their home. They'll stay there forever. Here's your pressure gauge, and this right here is some kind of pressure regulator. This right here is your regulator adjustment back here, which is going to make the flow right to try and get the air out of the system to give you a lot more flow, a lot more water flow. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is take this off of here. You want to take this off, and if
pressure gauge off.
Take the pressure gauge off, and if you have lost prime, now see my water level is pretty high, but you might need a gallon or 2 gallons possibly to refill this thing if you've gone a long time without it. Maybe you have a leak somewhere, maybe your leathers ain't holding right at the bottom of your well or something. Anyways, you want to make sure you have plenty of water in here and make sure that it's staying at a pretty consistent level. Now you want to put this back on here, put the pressure gauge back on there, get you a wrench, keep your wrench out here close by with your well so you ain't in the shed trying to find it later if you need it. My wrench stays out here, my vice grips stay out here. Alright, now what he's going to do, you need a partner in this because it's difficult to run back and forth. You'll find yourself rushing back and forth trying to do all this by yourself. Anyways, my partner is going to be at the well, or not at the well, he's going to be at the power panel, and he's going to turn the breaker on. Alright, the breaker comes on. Alright, now what we do is, that's what we're looking for. We're up around about 80 pounds right now. You want to go ahead and turn your water on a little bit. You don't want a lot, because if you turn it on too much, the whole system's going to dump. Okay, and then the pressure gauge is going to go all the way back down to 0. So the first thing you want to do is start letting a little bit of water out of here. Then you want to go to the back of the well here, back of the regulator, and you want to start loosening this. Now you only want to go about a quarter of a turn at a time. Go about maybe a full turn. The further you get out, start going about a half a turn to a quarter of a turn at a time. So we're gonna continue to turn this back here, and what we want to do is we need a full flow. We need a full hard rushing flow of water coming out right there. That tells me that we have gotten all the air out of the system. All right. So we're gonna keep turning this to the left, and we want our pressure gauge to go down, which is kind of hard to see, but right there at the tip of my finger is 60. We want this to get all the way down to about 60 to 65 pounds. And by loosening this adjustment nut on the back, this adjustment bolt, you're going to achieve that, but you only want to go about a quarter of a turn at a time while you're watching this. All right, so I've got this valve. This valve is all the way open now. This is my faucet right here at the pump. All right, now you want to you might have to put your finger over it. That helps to try and break the air bubbles up in the system and gets the water to flow a little bit better. But we'll come back up here, we'll watch this, and we'll turn it about another quarter of a turn, and we want to get this thing down to where it needs to be. I'm at 70 now. All right, I still don't have the amount of water that I want rushing out of here, so I'm gonna keep working it. I got my finger all the way in there. Now, if you've ever had your finger in there, there ain't no way you're gonna hold back the water pressure that these pumps are gonna put out. So you're not right yet. You still got air in your system. So keep loosening your regulator back here. This is your relief valve back here. Keep loosening that, and you're gonna start to see this gauge get down to about 65 psi. Once you get it all the way down to about 65 psi, you're going to be about good. It's where it needs to be. All right. Now watch what happens. I'm gonna close this off. Let's see if my pressure builds up any. I'm gonna keep my finger over that. All right. Robert, hold this camera for me. I'm gonna keep my finger over that right there, and I'm gonna go back up here, and I'm gonna slowly take about a quarter turn out of this each time. Now, loosening it? Yeah, loosening it. You're opening that pressure valve up, all right? My water flows, it's getting better, if you've noticed. All right, now, I barely get my finger in there now. I can barely get my finger out. You see the water is getting better. I'm getting better flow out of it right now. You see how the water is coming out a lot better? You got to get all the air out of that system. All right, I'm still at 70. Still at 70 psi, so I'm going to loosen it another quarter of a turn in the back here. All right, now I'm fluctuating. I'm down to about 69 now, 70 to 69. Okay, and you just want to keep turning this slowly but surely in order to get that psi to drop just a little bit and to increase the flow of the well. So I'm going to hold the pressure on this right here. I'm trying to disturb that air pocket in there. There's an air pocket somewhere in the casing or somewhere up in here in the regulator, and I'm trying to flush that out of there. The only way to flush that out of there is to put some pressure on it. Got to get that out of there. See my flow's getting better? We're going to loosen this a little bit more. You're going to keep loosening. Now, if you do this too fast, you're going to dump the well. You're going to dump it and you're going to lose time. It's going to suck air and you're going to be right back where you started trying to figure out how to redo this. It's a delicate dance. You just got to keep working with it. Alright, so right now I'm going to loosen off another quarter of a turn. My flow is getting a lot better, guys. Look at that. Now be careful now. This is a definite hazard. See all this water I have in here? This is power coming up in here, so be mindful of your power situation. You might want to get yourself up, elevate yourself, but keep working this well now. Alright, I'm going to take it off another quarter of a turn. Alright, now look where I'm at, guys. I'm at about 60, 67 to 66. I'm hovering between 66, 67. Alright. Keep watching. My water, I can't even hold my water back with my finger now. I can hardly hold my water back now. Alright, look at the flow of the water, guys. Look at that. That's what you're looking for. You want your well to pick up speed. Alright, so now what we're going to do is turn this off. And we're going to wait a minute and see if this thing picks up. We're going to wait to see if this pump should shut off. I should keep my 60 pounds up here. And once it shuts off, you know that you have primed your well. going. Alright guys, my well ran for about 2 to 3 minutes before it cut off. Reason being is because I had the bathtub was running wide open in there and I was unaware of it. So anyways, but we got water, the well shut off, we're primed, we're good to go. Yes, I know I got a leak. When we bought the house a few years ago, we had to redo the whole entire well in here. Well anyways, we took a back regulator valve, this part right here. There's a gasket right here that separates this part and this part. Well anyways, that gasket's leaking. So yeah, I got a pretty significant leak going on, but it's been leaking like that for a while. Alright guys, the well has been primed. Keep an eye on it. Because what's going to happen is, if you go inside and you turn the sink on, you turn the shower on, the bathroom, somebody flushed the toilet, you got a lot of water running at one time, you can actually dump your well again by opening all them valves at one time and making too much water in the system being fed out. And your pump, if you got a really deep well like what we've got, what happens is all that weight pushes back because it's got too many points of air coming back on it, and all that water is going to dump right back in the well. So then you got to come out here and fill your well up and start all over again. Well anyways guys, I hope this helped. If you have any questions, please comment. Thank you guys, and have a good one.